Dad's Sport Ball Talk radio podcast. Really just lighten up social media with this sports talk movement. We're moving and grooving. Made the first episode a few days ago. Posted it on our Twitch. We got we got a loop going on. But yeah, check out our Twitch. Dad's Twitch stream. Dad's_Twitch_stream, as well as our YouTube channel, Dad's_YouTube_channel. You'll find all of our videos on here. You can find them live or recorded on Twitch. You can find all our recordings on YouTube, as well as we made a Twitter feed as well, Dad's_Tweeter_feed. You can see tonight we were watching the Rams game. Such disappointment. But don't worry, Chargers still won. It helps to have two football teams instead of one. So make sure to check out all our social media. We'll be tweeting constantly throughout all the games, as well as putting out content on the YouTube and Twitch, as well as Spotify. So we have all those links in all the different channels. So make sure to check those out, as well as some breaking news. Within our sports media empire, we have two new sportscasters coming on, real smart dudes. We have Matt Weiner. He was our star power forward on our intramural team at University of Puget Sound, and he is in Miami now, rooting for the Heat. So he'll be coming soon in the next few episodes, as well as Jeremy Wayne Hirschberg. Both of them good friends. We talked a lot of sports in college, so we'll have some good banter, some good stuff on here with them coming on. So definitely look for that in the next few episodes. They'll be on. So the reason why I'm here, obviously it's a Sunday night, 8:40, probably should be getting ready to play video games and then go to bed. But I'm on here because yesterday we had some news that was related to the first episode that I did. And that is the Blazers GM. And it's so super funny. I mean, I did the first episode on the Blazers. They're having some trouble. 3-5 at the time. And that night was going to be the Pacers game. Was going to be on Pacers versus the Trailblazers. And so you can see here, guess what happens? The Blazers win. McCollum and Covington absolutely popped off. And, you can see here, Norman Powell as well. Actually, I made fun of him in the last segment, but he's a good young player for them. But here's the kicker. Here's the only thing. Is Damian Lillard did not have a great game. He scored 4 points. Played almost 38 minutes. Scored 4 points. Plus minus was -4. He did have 11 assists, so he was distributing, they were doubling him, and he was getting the ball to other players, other scorers, which was great to see. But again, from the field, he struggled mightily. 0 for 6 from 3 and 2 for 13 from the field. I mean, he is better than this. Yeah, he's way better than this. And so they won, but again, another tough game for Lillard. And so they actually had a back-to-back. Last night, so that was Friday, and then last night they played the Lakers, and they killed them. I mean, LeBron apparently is going to be out for, I don't know, it looks like the severity of the injuries more than they expected, so it looks like a month to 2 months. I have him on my fantasy team, so I'm pretty fucked. But still, Lakers have Russell Westbrook and AD, and the point of getting Russell Westbrook was so they wouldn't get blown out when LeBron wasn't on the floor. But they did. And And Lillard had a good game. Plus minus was 29, 25 points, 6 assists, shot well from the three, 6 for 14, 9 for 19 from the field. So a bounce back game, and just like that, I mean, it's so funny how, I mean, it's early in the season, but you make these predictions, not predictions, but you make these podcast episodes or stream sportscast episodes, and you're like, oh, look at the Trailblazers, they suck, and boom, they win 2 games in a row. And early in the season, when you win 2 games in a row, you shoot up to 8th place, and then Lakers 10th place. Not too good. Warriors, though, oh my god, might need to do another episode about the Warriors. 8-1, they're killing it. But so that's not the only news for the Blazers.
What am I looking at here?
This is what great sleep looks like.
All right, this is what happens when we get advertisers trying to come on the show. You get purple.com trying to get free advertising. But here's the issue was we were talking about Neil Olshey in the last episode. Just about the lack of moves that they have made around Damian Lillard it's just been horrible. Damian Lillard, this breakout player for his size 6'2", point guard, absolute dynamic scorer, passer, leader of a team, has made many just great shots at the end of games. And, my question on the last episode was, like, why aren't the Blazers giving him more firepower? McCollum's great, but they need more. McCollum hasn't made an all-star team, and to win in this league, you need stars. You need proven all-stars. And so I brought up the question of, like, the GM for the Blazers, Neil Olshey. Why aren't you doing anything? And I'm on my phone last night, and all of a sudden, on Bleacher Report, I get this notification saying Neil Olshey is under investigation for creating a toxic workplace, bullying, intimidation. So, pretty relevant to the last episode. So basically, employees are alleging a toxic, hostile work environment where staff members have been subjected to intimidation and profanity-laced tirades, among other bullying tactics. League sources told Yahoo Sports. So the Blazers, really interesting. So the league isn't doing anything at this point. The Blazers have hired a independent investigation from an independent law firm, basically to start interviewing like front office employees and whatnot. After 10 years of mistreatment leading to mental and physical stress. Olshey, 56, was hired in 2012, so he's been there 9 years, almost 10 now, over a decade. Multiple grievances, mishandling situation when video coordinator Zach Cooper died in 2020, and then the firm is expected to submit findings to the team owner, Jody Allen. And so the Trailblazers actually went to Twitter, and this was November 6th, which was yesterday. It looks like they put out a tweet saying the Portland Trailblazers organization was recently notified of concerns around workplace environment by non-player personnel at practice facility. So no players, no Damian Lillard, no CJ McCollum, none of those players. In response, we immediately engaged O'Menveny and Myers, the law firm, an outside firm with significant expertise in this area, to conduct a full, fair, independent review in these concerns and will take appropriate action based on its outcome. While we cannot comment on the pending matter, we are committed to continuing to build an organization that positively impacts our colleagues, communities, and the world in which we play and live. Trailblazers organization. So, really interesting. It seems like we are in a state of NBA, NFL, sports leagues in America, like top executives, top head coaches just do not have their shit together, are not creating positive environments. I don't know what's up with that. I mean, that could be, I don't know what that is. I mean, this isn't like in the past talks I've had. Robert Sarver was, misogynistic and racist, and then John Gruden, former head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, said also some racist, homophobic things. This isn't any homophobic, racist, misogynistic. Maybe, actually, there might be. It sounds pretty vague. I mean, all of this is that the Trailblazers have given us is so vague. What we've gotten so far is bullying, toxic work environment, and like bullying tactics. Cursing tirades, just not being a good boss, So that sucks. And so basically, going back to the whole talk of the last episode was, what is up with this front office? They're not doing their job. They're not picking up new assets to help Damian Lillard thrive and help their team thrive. They're staying middle of the pack. Do they want to win a championship? Most people would say, yeah, they probably want to win a championship. Maybe some might say no. It's just because maybe they're making a profit. They have their loyal fans, and they just do the best with what they got. Who knows about that? All I could say though is, I'm not surprised. I think that, when you create this type of work environment, I'd be really interested to see if players come out and start being like, yeah, I saw some of this, or I didn't, or but I mean, everyone around the practice facilities, I mean, players aren't stupid to hear this, and probably that guy's a dick, and I don't want to play hard for him. And I think this could be a blessing in disguise. Obviously, what they've been doing, their off-season plans, even mid-season plans. I mean, they picked up Nurkic, which I remember is, one of the last big trades they made. I think they traded away Mason Plumlee for Nurkic to the Nuggets. And they got Nurkic as they're supposed to be their third star. He's hurt a lot, and he, I don't know, production-wise, he's so-so, middle of the pack. But besides that, what else have they been doing? What have they been doing? And so I think this could be a blessing in disguise. This guy seems like he is toxic. He is radiation. Get him out of here. Because even without this coming out, there's definitely grounds for Neil Olshey's job to be vacant. Just looking at the performance of the team and expectations that they haven't lived up to, and trade rumors for Damian Lillard. It's come on, Neil. Let's get this guy some help. Let's win some championships. I think this could be a blessing in disguise for the Trailblazers. I really hope. The Trailblazers do right by all their employees, on the facilities and stuff that filed grievances. And if not, the NBA has to step in and be like, okay, let me see the findings for this. You can hire an independent, law firm to take a look at this, but at the end of the day, it's this was the Trailblazers' investigation into their own personnel or their own employee, which Neil Olshey. So I mean, let's. I hope they. If I was the owner, I'd be like, hey, we're not doing amazing. A change could be exactly what we need. It could be the sauce on the spaghetti. Okay, come on. I'm not Italian, so I don't know why I'm saying that. But Anyways, it could be the blessing in disguise that they need to move on from this guy, and this could be the perfect excuse to fire him. Not even an excuse. You have a valid reason to fire him. Grab someone good. Grab, someone, maybe VP, of basketball operations, something like that from a good team, and someone who's aggressive. I remember with the Padres, when they picked up AJ Preller, the Padres, I'm from San Diego, and the Padres forever have been such a crappy team. And they didn't live up to expectations this season, but AJ Preller, their new GM from a few years back, turned it around. He's like, hey, let's stop just being the doormat of every other team, and let's do something. And I think they need to pick up their own AJ Preller, who's ready to give up assets, ready to give up picks, and ready to be aggressive in trading in free agency. I think this is a blessing in disguise for them, and they can find that person. Like in the past, I hope they do it, but I can see they're a very safe organization. They had Terry Stotts for a while. I mean, how long did they have Terry Stotts on as the head coach? And they didn't win a whole lot. I mean, they had good. I mean, they did have good teams. So it's not like they were awful, but they had Terry Stotts for a while, and like they were just. Everyone was like, why? You keep on losing in the playoffs, and like maybe it's the head coach. Maybe he's just not that guy or doesn't have the experience to like win in the playoffs. But they kept riding with him. And 2012. I mean, that's in the last episode I showed. 2012 to 2021. They had good teams. They had Lillard throughout that process. And they got to the playoffs and just lost first round most times. Maybe second round once they got to the Western Conference Finals. But that's the thing, is they stuck with him and they're like, no, this is going to work. And I know that it's probably they're saying like loyalty is their thing. That's why they kept him. But at some point you got to be like, let's shake this up and let's really like get someone in new here and see if that chemistry with that new personnel works. And I think that's what they need to do. And I think they've been handed a gift here with this, and get rid of the guy. I mean, not only for these employees that obviously looks like they got abused, but for Damian Lillard and for everyone else on that court, and for all the fans in Portland. I'd start making some moves. So yeah, that it was it was my rant. I had to turn the camera on just to show you guys this, because I thought it was so funny that I made the first episode about the Blazers, talked about Neil Olshey, talked about how they hadn't made any moves, the front office hadn't made any moves, and then this comes out, and I'm like, dude, what am I? A prophet. Maybe that should be my new handle, is the NBA prophet. And I predict, here's a crazy prediction for you. I predict that Russell Westbrook will not make a lot of threes this season. I know it's out there, but I was sort of right about the Trailblazers thing. I could be onto something about this Russell Westbrook thing. Anyways, yeah, guys, make sure to like and subscribe on all the channels. Again, YouTube, Twitch, Spotify, Twitter, as well, as you want to catch like live tweets about games, the games we're watching, and look forward to Matt and Jeremy joining the show. And yeah, I will see you guys very soon.